Radhe Radhe everyone. Firstly, I do my humble pranam to Dada Vaswani ji. Jai Dada Sham. On behalf of Radha Madhav Satsang Indonesia, I welcome you all. We are extremely blessed and honored to have H.H.Dr Bgeeshwari Devi among us. Let me give a brief introduction of her. Didi ji is one of the foremost preachers of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. Didi ji was born in Mysore. At the tender age of 10, she was attracted by the divine personality Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. She did her graduation from Bombay University. Later she obtained her PhD degree in English literature from the University of Agra, India. At the end of her academic life, she took sannyas by the grace of his spiritual master, Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. Sri Maharaj Ji chose this blessed and devoted child as ambassador to the world for awakening selfless divine love in awakening souls. Didi Ji formed Radha Madhav Society UK that called International Youth Bhakti Sadhana Society in 1988. So now I request everyone, please listen to Didi Ji's Prawachan very attentively and put your phones on silent mode. Without any further ado, I request Didi Ji, please bless us with her divine words. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
Guru Rara Dhanadishya Guru Paramadaivatam Guru Bharatarannasti Kripalu Gurave Namah. Kalyananam Nidhanam Kalimalamathanam Bhavanam Bhavananam Bhatiyam Yanmumukshu Sapada Paripada Praptaye Prastitasya Vishramasthanamekam Kavivaravachasam Jeevanam Sajjananam Bijam Dharmadrumasya Prabhavatu Bhavatam Bhutaye कृष्ण नाम नमः कमलनाभाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रणोति तस्मै तग्वंह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Dear eternal seekers of divine bliss, I request you to join me in a few minutes of chanting before I begin this talk today. Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe
Radhe Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe
Radhe Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda
Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj
Radhe Radhe Govinda
Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj
Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe Radhe Govinda Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda Radhe Radhe
Govinda Bhaju Radhe Radhe Govinda
Radhe 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 Govinda Bhaj Radhe Radhe Govinda भज राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे 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 गोविंदा भज राधे 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 गोविंदा भज भज राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा ओ राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा
राधे राधे गोविंदा भज राधे राधे गोविंदा।
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की
जय
श्रीमद सद्गुरु सरकार की
जय।
I'm sure a lot of you must be quite puzzled about the subject of this 2 days talk, which is God cannot do, but His. However, you will not be puzzled anymore when you very carefully listen to what I have to share with you in these 2 days. This is a very, very important subject. The one subject that is going to bring eternal peace and happiness in our lives. And not only that, it is indispensable in the modern times for the stressed lifestyles that people are leading. Now, everyone without exception, what do we want? We want to be free from every kind of suffering in life, and that too forever. Isn't it so? And at the same time, we want to experience everlasting peace and happiness, right? Now, most people in the world, I would say 99% in this world, they are making efforts to fulfill this goal in this material world. They try one thing after the other, and eventually they leave this world dissatisfied and frustrated. Now, there are a few who realize that they can achieve this goal through religion, right? So they turn away. I mean, they are still in the world, but they make efforts on the spiritual side. However, it is only those select few who are under the guidance of a realized, a genuine saint that are able to do the right thing, move in the right direction, and one day achieve this goal forever. The scriptures, they mention different ways and means to achieve this goal according to the nature of the age. Krite yadhyayato vishnum tretayam yajato makhai dwapare paricharyayam kalau taddhari kirtanat. Bhagavad Puran, verse number 12:352. One method, you heard about the 4 ages, right? Satyug, Treta, Dwapar, Kalyug. I won't go into the details of the other ages. We are concerned with Kalyug. So for Kalyug, the means that has been specified is the chanting of the divine name. Hare Namaiva, Namaiva, Namaiva Mama Jivanam Kalau Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatiranyatha. Brihad Naradiya Puran, verse number 38, 126 says that there is only one way to be free of the evil impact of Kali Yuga. It's been mentioned 3 times, only 3, that this is the only way, the chanting of the name of God. Kaler dosha nidhe rajans nasti heko man guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param vraje. 12.351 Bhagavad Puran. You know that this age of Kali Yuga, you just have to look up the media and hear all kinds of wrongdoings that are happening. There's a lot of evil in this age, but the greatest advantage of this particular age of Kali Yuga is that by this simple process of chanting of divine name, you can be free of the evil act of this age, Kali Yuga, and attain your supreme goal. You'll see that the great saint, the one who wrote the Ramcharitmanas, Ehi Kalikal na sadhana duja yog yagya jap tap brata puja Rama hi sumirya. You don't need to spend your time trying to go into the other methods of yoga and yagya and fasting. This divine name is complete process by itself. Kali Yuga keval hari gunaga gavat nar pavat bhavatha. Kali Yuga yoga na yagya na jnana ek adhar Ram gunagana. One method, the divine chanting of the divine name. And it is not only what you call Sanatana Dharma or Hinduism that stresses on the importance of divine name chanting in the age of Kali Yuga. Almost all religions give importance to the chanting of the divine name. The great saint St. Paul said that everyone who calls to the name of God shall be saved. Mahatma Buddha also said that all who call out to me will come to me. Christianity says that the divine name is a fortress. You know, a fortress, it's protecting you. A fortress in which the righteous enter and are saved. So every religion gives importance to divine name chanting, the divine name of God. The names may be different, that doesn't matter. But the importance of the name of God is there in all of them. Let alone scriptures and saints. Today, even medical science, through various experiments, has come to the conclusion that chanting of the divine name is useful, it's beneficial for both the body and the mind, apart, of course, from the spiritual benefit that you will definitely derive. A leading research scientist, Dr. Alan Watkins from Imperial College London, said that the divine name chanting is so powerful that while chanting, the heart rate and the blood pressure tips down to the lowest point during the day. That means it controls, it brings it down. Another lady who was a neuroscientist, Miriam Diamond from the University of California, she declared that, she revealed that divine name, the chanting of the name of God, it actually closes, it actually stops the stress hormones from being released. And not only that, it increases the natural healing power of the body by increasing the function of the immune system. So all these, there are hundreds of findings, even on the level of science, that declares that the power of the divine name, it helps to calm your nervous system. It also helps to bring about, as I said, natural immunity, and you will be surprised to know that it can even cure depression. And not only that, those who sincerely have the faith in this name, they can actually get rid of addictions like alcohol, smoking, and drugs. This is how powerful the divine name is. One of the greatest propounders of divine name chanting, you must have heard, Lord Chaitanya from Bengal. He walked through the length and breadth of the whole country and chanted the divine name and inspired and motivated. It is said that when he went to the jungles, even wild animals would start dancing when he was chanting the divine name. That was the power. So he explains what the divine name does to you, the power of the divine name, in a very beautiful verse. Cheto darpanam marjanam bhavamahadavagne nirvapanam shriya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavadhu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatmasnapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. All the benefits that I briefly explained to you, even through medical science, how does that come about? Lord Chaitanya says, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. When you chant the divine name, what does it do? It cleans the layers and layers of impurity that cover this mind of ours. The mind is the center of all negativity, diseases, anger, greed, jealousy, etc., isn't it? So it is a divine name that cleanses this impure heart of ours. And that's what brings about a change in our life. You know that the main thing is mind. It's the mind over matter. If the mind is diseased, then naturally the body also gets affected by the impure mind. So the divine name, it cleanses. Darpana, the mirror of the mind, it cleanses the mirror. Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, the blazing fire of this external material world. Everywhere you go, there is so much of stress and depression and all these desires. I want, this fire of desires. This external world, it extinguishes this fire that is raging all around you in this world. Shreyah Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Now, some people claim that knowledge is the main thing, but the very bride, without divine name, that knowledge which you have, it's going to be empty. It's not going to bring about the fruits. So the bride of this knowledge that you have is this divine name, Vidya Vadhu. It is the very life of Gyan, of knowledge. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. It will keep increasing the bliss within you. It will gradually give you more and more joy. Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam. And Purnamrita Swadanam. You will start tasting the bliss, the nectar of the divine name gradually as you chant. Or Sarvatmasnapanam. There is no means which is greater. This is the supreme means in this age of Kali Yuga, the highest, the greatest of all. So this one complete verse tells you about the importance of the divine name. Now let us come to the science of divine name chanting. We all chant the name, but there are certain things most people do not know about, and therefore we do not benefit from this chanting. So we need to know, we need to understand how come just this name, whether it's Ram or Krishna or Radha or any name, it's so powerful, and we have been chanting as well. Like, see what Tulsidashi says. Jasu naam sumirat ikbara utarahi nar bhav sindhu apara. You don't need to chant many times, just once. This is what the great Saint Tulsidas is saying. You just chant once and you will cross over this ocean of Maya. So obviously, if we are thinking people, the question should arise. I have chanted the name so many times. Early in the morning, I sit and chant. Oh, I do the mala as well every day. Roj karte hain mala. So, how come I haven't experienced the benefit of this divine name? It's so powerful. And it is said, Ramana Sakai Nama Guna Gai. Up to this point, this divine name is so powerful that even Ram, whose name it is, Ram, the Lord Ram, he is not able to actually express or describe the power or to glorify his own name. Just think about that. And yet I'm here, an ordinary person, explaining and glorifying to you this divine name, which even God himself cannot express the glorification. But nevertheless, because this is the only means in this age of Kali Yuga, so I have to share with you what I have received from my spiritual master, who is today the 5th original Jagat Guru, and who has benefited millions and millions of people, giving the absolute essence of the scriptures and this understanding of the divine name, which people receive from him, devotees, seekers. They have experienced more and more love and faith and continue to move and progress on this path. So I'm sharing with you the wonderful knowledge which he has drawn from the scriptures and explained to people. Now there are two main philosophies regarding this divine name of God. Listen very carefully. One is Nama Chinta Manih Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Bhinnatva Nama Namino. This verse is from the Padma Puran, verse number 3/21. This divine name, the main thing that this verse is saying, that this divine name is not any ordinary name like the names we have. We all have our names in the world, but these are just ordinary names. This divine name is a conscious name. Sri Krishna himself resides in this name, and this name has the nectar of bliss, unlimited bliss, and there is Bhinnatva Nama Namino. There is absolutely no difference between God and his name. Krishna and Krishna's name, they are no different at all. All the powers that are present in Sri Krishna are equally present in his name. There is no difference. That's why it is said, Bhinnatva Nama Namino. No difference. They are inseparable. Sri Krishna and his name are one. So when you chant the name, you are actually directly in contact with Sri Krishna. It's a direct contact. Now there are other things which are also equal in the spiritual realm I'm talking about. God's name, his form, his abode, unki leela, unka dham, unke sant, ये सब एक हैं. There is no difference at all. To consider one as lower and one as higher, this is considered as a spiritual offense. Suppose somebody says to you that tomorrow, or maybe Monday, tomorrow you already have a program, if you come on Monday at 6 o'clock, you will be able to have darshan of Sri Krishna. He himself will manifest here at 6 o'clock, and this word is spread around everywhere. There won't be place over here. Those people who believe this, that this is a communication from God that we have received, so you'll just come and see. Sri Krishna ka darshan, 6 o'clock and exactly. Even if you say it's midnight, sometimes people will come. But if you are told that Sri Krishna's name is actually Sri Krishna himself. So when you take the name of Krishna, it's actually like a darshan of Sri Krishna himself, because there is no difference between the two. Would you feel that way? Okay. Name, I do chant, it's okay. But Sri Krishna himself, we consider different, na? But here it's being said, don't consider anything different. They are all one. Whether it's God, his form, his pastimes, his saints, his abode, all are one. If you are, for instance, you are surrendered to a saint, the saint is inclusive of God, his name, his form, his abode. Everything is within that personality. Or if you take to God's abode, तो भगवान के धाम में भगवान भी हैं, उनका नाम भी है, उनका गुण भी है, उनकी लीला भी है, उनका धाम भी है, उनके संत में सबका निवास है. All are present in each other. All are equally powerful. So this is one part of the science, that they are all equally powerful. None of them are small or big. Barabar hai. To consider one to be greater and one to be smaller, that is a spiritual offense. Now you have understood that, whether it's God or his name. Because we are dealing with the name, so we are concentrating on that there is absolutely no difference. They are inseparable, they are one, all the powers are present in the name. Remember that. The name is not a small thing. It is Sri Krishna himself. He resides in his name. And Sri Krishna descended on the earth. So he was there, his pastimes were there, and he had so many names, right? Damodar and Murari and Krishna and Kanhaiya and so many of them. Now when he left the world, he left, but he left behind him his name. His name has been a support for millions and millions of seekers till now and will remain a support. Name is equal to him. So the name and God, both are non-different. This is one thing we have to keep in mind when we chant. Now let's come to the second philosophy. What is that? This is actually not philosophical. It's more from the point of view of what we derive benefit from. What is that? The name of God is greater than God. The name of God is greater than him. Now you might be thinking, I've been repeating and saying, don't consider any one of them small or big. And right now I'm telling you the name is greater. As I said, this is from our point of view. Why? Because we hear God is all pervading. Sarva Vyapi. But do you experience his presence everywhere? He's there. Kan kan mein Bhagavan, aap log bolte hain na? But do we experience that? No. We also hear Sarva Bhutantaratma. Sri Krishna openly declares Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Junateshtati. 18 chapter 60 verse. I reside within each and every one. हमारे अंदर श्री कृष्ण बैठे हैं. पूर्णतम पुरुषोत्तम भगवान हमारे अंदर. अनंत ब्रह्मांड नायक himself is within me. Do we feel his presence? We hear all this, but we don't feel his presence, do we? If we were to feel the presence of God within us, then we would not indulge in any wrongdoing. Somebody is watching me, and he is a person who not only can see what I'm physically doing, but he can also see what I'm thinking. That's the biggest problem. We have all kinds of thoughts, don't we? Sometimes we think against a person, sometimes we think of deceiving somebody, and somebody is actually knowing your every thought. He is within. This is a very, very big, you could say, sadhana, if you are able to practice this. मैं अकेला नहीं हूँ, Sri Krishna मेरे साथ हैं. All the wrongdoings that happen is when we think I'm alone. Sub-private, nobody knows what I'm doing. Or thinking, nobody knows. But if we remember that I'm not alone, he is with me. All the scriptures are declaring it. All the religions declare that he resides within. Dvasuparna sayuja sakhaya samanam vriksham. Putting this into practice, we must try to do it whenever we have free time. This is the biggest sadhana. It's not about sitting about half an hour every day. We sit for meditation. The rest of the day, what do we do? Whilst we are walking, whilst we are driving, whilst we are eating, I am not alone. He is with me. So right now we don't accept this, right? He is within, we don't. And then also when Sri Krishna descends, many people say that if there were to be an avatar of Sri Krishna, then we would benefit. That's not true at all. Because when Sri Krishna descended, or when Lord Ram descended, we were all there at that time. But that same mind of ours, material mind, we could only see him through that medium of this mind. Like if you're wearing yellow spectacles, or a person has jaundice. Everything you see is yellow, isn't it? So we looked at Sri Krishna with the same eyes. Jaki rahi bhavana jaisi, Prabhu murati dekhi tin taisi. Oh, so Durvasa ji says that this little boy is God? Nonsense. These rishis and all, I think they are crazy. I have heard so many stories about him stealing, so many stories about him chasing the gopis, flirting with them. He is God. Nonsense. So this is what we thought. Today, of course, Hare Krishna, we have Sri Krishna's photos, we have everything over there, and we try to accept him as a Supreme Personality, but not at that time. So during every dissension, we were there. Because we are eternal entities, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana, 15:7 Bhagavad Gita. We have been there since the time God has been there. And since when has God been there? He has been there since eternity, and we too have been there since eternity. So we have seen him, but we have not derived benefit. And as far as going to his abode is concerned, Golok, Vrindavan, till we are ready, mind is pure, it cannot happen. So from Sri Krishna's point of view, the door is closed for us because we are not ready. You must have heard, Nirmal man jana so mohi pava. It's only the pure-hearted that will attain me. That's it. The Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see their God. You have to be pure. Only then will you experience Him within you. Only then will you be able to benefit when He descends. And many a times it could be quite possible. Because Sri Krishna says, Naham masami vaikunte yoginam hridayena cha. Madbhakta yatra gayanti. Wherever my name is being chanted, I go and sit there. He may be sitting over here. Can we see him? No. Till the heart is pure, God is of no use to us. We have no approach to Him. So the name of God, which is equally powerful to God, is more merciful than God. I will accept you. See, God and His name are one. But God refuses. You have to have a pure heart. Only then I can give you my grace, my bliss, my love. Where do we have a pure heart? We know that the heart is not pure. There's a lot of negativity, a lot of impurities within the heart. What do we do? Bhagavan kehte hain, sorry. I cannot do anything about it. You have to have a pure heart. Then what do? Then His name says to us, come to me. I will purify you and I will make you ready. So the topic which I gave you, God cannot do, but His name can. This is the actual secret of it. In fact, God cannot do many things. A whole book can be written. Unless you are surrendered, He cannot shower His grace. And unless you do not get His grace, you cannot be free of Maya. So there are many things which God, He will not change your destiny. Whatever is written, whatever karma you have done, you have to go through your destiny. So Abhimanyu died, right? And Sri Krishna is standing over there. He didn't do anything. So there are certain things, spiritual laws, which God Himself follows. And we are talking about this divine name, which is more powerful than God. Let me give you an example to understand this. Suppose you are a person who is getting his daughter married, and he is in very dire need of money. You know how Weddings can be so expensive these days and you compete with other people. So he wanted some money and he went to one of his uncles who was a billionaire. And he thought, definitely he knows I have to get my daughter married. I'll borrow some money from him. And he went to him. Can you lend me 10 lakhs? Of course, you are my nephew. I love you so much. I would definitely give you. But unfortunately, all my funds are locked up in the stock market and in fixed deposits, etc. I don't have any cash flow. I would definitely give it to you. I can do it maybe sometime later in a few years, but not now. I'm so sorry about it. Now this man is disappointed. Naturally, he expected from this billionaire uncle of his to get some money at least. He thought, what do I do now? I have to get my daughter married and the wedding is round the corner. So he approached he was a teacher in school and he was close to one person who was also a teacher. An ordinary teacher like him. He said, look, why are you looking so sad? I'm in trouble. What's the trouble? I have to get my daughter married, but I don't have enough money for it. Is it? How much do you need? Well, at present, I need at least 10 lakhs. He just said it because he was sharing his problem with his friend. His friend said, okay, you come to me this evening. I will sort it out for you. I will give you the money. Will you do that? I'll try to return it to you as soon as possible. Just tell me when. You don't worry about it. Right now, get done what you need to. Now just tell me, who is more beneficial to this man? The uncle who is his relative, or this casual friend from school who without any relationship, and he gave him the money? Obviously, the person who gave him the money. Now God says, I'm your father, Amritasya vai putraha, you are my children. And when it comes to getting us out of this mess, this suffering, this ocean of Maya, giving us divine bliss, he says, I'm sorry, you have to have a pure heart. Only I can do that then. And then the name says, I will do that. Come to me. It is through me that you will be able to purify your heart. So definitely from our point of view, it's not God who's going to benefit us. It is His name. Therefore, the name is more important for us in our present state. Brahma naam te naam bad, vardayak vardhan. भगवान राम से भी उनका नाम बड़ा है आपको वर देने के लिए. वो नहीं देख सकते. तुलसीदास जी ने कहा ना कि सबरी गीध सुसेवकने सुमति दीन रघुनाथ और नाम उधारे अमित खल वेद विदित विख्यात. When the Supreme Lord Ram descended on this earth, a few people benefit. Shabari, Geet, all these people, few of them, handful people benefited. But the name of Ram has benefited millions and millions. And through this name, at present also people are taking benefit and will do so in future also and will attain their goal. Ram ek tapas tiyatari, Tulsidas ji is saying that. One. He said one. And then what about that? You know that Lord Ram had to cross that little bit of ocean between India and Ceylon? It's very, very small area. What did he do? Rama bhalu kapi katak batora setu hetu shrama kina nathora. Who did he have as assistants? All those monkeys who were actually devotees of Dasya Bhav. And what do they do? Lord Ram is sitting on the shore wondering how I can get across. And what did these monkeys do? They picked up boulders, small ones, and they wrote his name, Ram, 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 on that. And they put it in the water. Those boulders, heavy boulders, did not sink. They made a bridge across to Lanka. Even today, if you go to some temples in the south, you will find some, I don't know, they're pretty heavy, but those stones are floating on the water. Otherwise, you wouldn't believe such things happen. And through satellite also, sometimes they show you that there has been something over here in the form of a bridge that went across to this other country. All these things are a reality. But because we are living in this age, we think it's all stories. But it's not so. So the name was so powerful that these heavy boulders, they didn't sink in the ocean, they remained floating and created a bridge. And that's how Lord Ram himself went across. So his name did what he did not do himself. That is the power of the divine name. How can God equal his name? He cannot. Have you heard of the sage Valmiki? I'm sure you did. It is said about the sage Valmiki that he had committed so much of sins. He had murdered so many people that one day when Naradji met him and made him realize that what he was doing, he would have to suffer the consequences of this. And nobody would share his sins with him, although he was doing that to feed his family. When Valmiki realized this and everybody refused to take part in whatever wrongdoings he did, he said to Naradji, now I know that the world, everybody is selfish. I will do what you tell me to do. He said, okay, sit right here and say, chant Ram, the name of Ram. Come on, say Ram. And Valmiki would say, Mara. Say Ra-ma. Mara. Now a person is saying Ma and Ra, right? Can he not say it the other way around? It's okay if you tell a child to say Ram, the child, because it's still lisping, it'll say Lam. It cannot say Ra. You know, children when they speak, that's how they do. But this person is actually saying Ra, but cannot say it in the proper way, Rama. Why? Because he had committed so many sins, that his tongue could not chant the name the right way around. Can you find anybody in the world like this? Who can say Ram, Mara, and cannot say Ram? You will not find anybody. But we have one unique example, that is Valmiki. Ulta naam japa jag jana, Valmiki bhai brahma samana. Valmiki ko dekho, Govind Radhe, Mara kahi Brahma Ram ko bula de. By repeating Mara. Continuous. It was not just one day, for years together. He believed what Naradji said, his guru, and he continued. And when you continue saying Mara, can you hear Ram in between? Yes, you can. That continuity is important. So Lord Ram had to appear before him. This is the power of the name, the faith in the name. Naam mein hai aisi shakti Govind Radhe, Nami ko aane ko vivash kar. He has to come. Because you have taken his name. That is the power of the divine name, that it will one day call God to come right to you. Tera naam lene wala tujhko bula de. One who just chants your name will one day call you. You have to come to him. So this is the power of the name. Meera ne naam japa. That's all she did. She did not ask Lord Krishna to save her from all the calamities she was subjected to. You know what she went through. मीरा ने नाम जपा गोविंद राधे बिनु ही कहे. She did not have to say to Krishna, come and help me, come and save me. बिनु ही कहे वाको विष से बचा. She was given poison and she just drank the poison, chanting the name of Krishna with that love, and she didn't die. Krishna was there, she was chanting his name. So now a question arises. What is that? We have heard the powerful power of the divine name. God is present in his name. And that even chanting it once, as Tulsidaji says, you can cross this ocean of Maya, be eternally freed from all suffering. And Lord Chaitanya says, you will experience the nectar of divine bliss. We have been chanting the name, right? Not today, but we have been doing it for years together. And so many people, every temple, every organization, people have sometimes chanting sessions for hours together. How come the name has not benefited us? It's a question that should come to the mind. Is God fast asleep? He's not listening to us. Has he taken a holiday or something? Or there is something wrong with our chanting. There has to be something wrong. When it comes to God himself, there's nothing wrong. I remember the story of this person. He used to do namaz all the time, and then another priest, mullah, said to him, what is this? You're always doing these prayers. Does Allah listen to your prayers? He said, well, I don't know. I've never met him to ask him. But have you ever met him? Do you have any kind of contact? Yes, every day. Can you ask him whether he has ever heard me or not? All my prayers, I do it day in and day out. He said, okay, I will do it for you. I'll find out. So the next time they met, he asked him, did you ask God? Yes, I asked him. What did he say? He said, I did not like any of his prayers. Now the moment this man heard this, he started dancing with joy. He was shocked. I'm telling him God did not like any of his prayers, and he's dancing. Maybe he hasn't heard me properly. Did you listen to me? He didn't like anything of your prayers, not even one of them. Why are you dancing? I'm dancing because God actually heard every prayer of mine. That's why he said he didn't like even one. There was not even one exception. He said he did not like even one. That means he heard each and every one of them. So he is always there, waiting for us. So that means the problem is on our side, right? There is a problem. What is that problem? We are going to discuss that tomorrow morning, the talk. So I know some of you, those people who come on Sunday morning could be different. But now that you have heard this important subject, I told you, it's not only the scriptures, even medical sciences tells you that it is beneficial for your body, for mind, and of course, your spiritual welfare. It is the panacea. You know what a panacea is? A cure for every problem. This is what the divine name is. So this is a panacea for all illnesses, all problems. And we have an access to it. But we should know how to take it, how to put it into our lives to derive that supreme benefit when Sri Krishna himself, as I said, are directly in contact with God through his name. We need to know about that. For that, I request you all to come back here tomorrow, and you will hear the answer to what you have understood a part of it. God cannot do, but his name can. The rest will come tomorrow. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की, नाम भगवान की। आप लोग इतनी धीरे बोलेंगे, नाम भगवान सुनेंगे क्या? नाम भी तो देख रहा है कि इतना सुनने के बाद धीरे से बोल रहा है। बोलिए राधा गोविंद भगवान की। 2 मिनट संकीर्तन कर लेते हैं, पश्चात समाप्ति होगी। भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 भज मन मेरे, भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। 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 भज मन मेरे आठों याम, भज मन मेरे आठों याम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम। भज मन मेरे आठों याम। ओ श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय राम Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. बोलिए सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की लाडली लाल की भक्ति योग रसावतार जगत गुरुतम श्री कृपालु महाप्रभु की जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे.
Radhe Radhe. Thank you, Didi ji, for providing such an authentic and beautiful philosophy of Bhagwan Naam. Number 1. Shri Maharaj ji has authored several books in which he explained the philosophy of Vedas and Vedic scriptures in a very simple and logical manner. So we are having few of the books here outside of the Satsang hall. Kindly have a sincere look and try to read it. And number 2, as Didi already informed, we are having 2 more programs in Jakarta. Tomorrow in Sadhu Vasani Center again is 11 to 12 o'clock in morning. And then 1 more program on Monday, it is in Shanti Mandir. Please try to take the benefits of such kind of precious spiritual talks. Thank you so much. Radhe Radhe. Yes, Shanti Mandir, timing is 5 to 6 p.m. Thank you. Radhe Radhe.
ये कैसे हैं?
आपने ये सब
राधे 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 राधे. हाँ जी, सब बढ़िया.
It is very beneficial. This is what we spoke about today, the divine names.
ini aja. Itu botol kecil.